What's going on, everyone? And welcome to the newest episode of the Believe in Oregon podcast. I'm Zachary Neel, Jonathan Stewart over there, Jay Stu. What's up, man? How we doing?
I need a nap.
You
Oh
need
wait,
another
I
drink.
don't need a
That's
nap.
what it is. It's
It's
bedtime.
10 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock here in East Coast time. I feel like I'm on Indiana time. That's what I am.
Yeah,
I'm on
I think we're
Indiana
all on
time.
Indiana time right now.
Yeah, but I don't feel good, man. I don't feel good
No,
at all. I feel like
that
I'm like
was
I feel like I walked across the street and got hit by a truck.
they kind of did.
Yeah,
That was a that was a butt kicking, man. I don't think we saw that coming at all.
yeah.
If you're tuning into this, I'm sure you already know, but 30-20 Indiana. Um, I don't even think it was that close. Like, this could have been a 34-14 game, and that would probably feel right.
Yeah.
Oregon managed one offensive touchdown all game. They got one, a defensive touchdown from Brandon Finney, great pick six, a couple of field goals. But other than that, man, they looked pretty bad. Yeah, we don't, this is like a very free flowing podcast. I usually do these ones solo on Saturday night. You texted me, you're like, when are you going on? I've had a few drinks and I want to talk. I was like, let me catch up to you. So I opened a couple of beers. So we're gonna talk through it, man, because that was interesting. What was like the biggest thing, like the biggest surprise that you just did not see coming that happened today?
I mean, this is one of those like when we do our episodes on Monday, take and bake. I'm pretty sure nothing's gonna change by then, to be
It's
honest.
true. I'm curious.
Um,
Your microphone went out. I can't hear you anymore.
oh, sorry.
There we go. You're
The
good.
lack of identity.
Yeah.
Um, we we literally just did not show up. I feel
Mm-mm.
like with the bye week, um,
This team
it,
at bye weeks, man.
yeah, like it was just like, and remember we talked last year. I harped on it very, very like I harped on it, and I harped on it this year a little bit because I thought to myself, man, we went to Penn State and we were able to handle the environment, but it's bigger than the environment, as you know. You
The
got to go
environment
in
was
there and
great
play
today.
ball. You got to
Yeah.
go in there and play ball. And with Penn State losing today, I have a
God.
lot of question marks as far as like, hey, well, how good is Penn State?
Yeah, we'll talk
And if
about
we
that.
and we were so like, riled up about that win, and as you know, you're as good as your wins.
Yeah. And that's
You're
no longer an impressive win at
not
all,
an impressive win at all. Like
which
whatever's
really
happened
sucks.
within that team at Penn State, James Franklin, man, I feel bad for him. Kinda, he's getting paid
Hmm.
pretty penny, so
He's
there's
getting
really no
fired.
excuses. He's
He's
about to
getting
get
fired, is what he
yeah, he's about to
is.
get fired probably
He's
tomorrow.
gone.
Um, UCLA wins today against Michigan State. Now, Michigan State's not a great team, but
Mm-mm.
they had a convincing win.
I think they're
You know,
better than UCLA.
they're,
They
they're
should be.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so it makes me just question a lot of things as far as what I thought about Oregon before this game, just like I said about Penn State. Oregon has a lot of catching up to do after this game.
Mhm.
They're gonna have to. They're now going to have to prove it. There's no longer any, thought of, this is a like, the team speeches are, we can only worry about ourselves. We can only control what we control. We can either tuck our tails or we can grow from this. It's bigger than that.
Mhm.
The entire college football fanship, media, the conferences, everyone's watching you to see how you respond. Because if you do not respond anything better than whooping tail on it, like on every occasion after this, you'll be looked at like a Penn State. Are they going to tuck their tail and fail? Or they, you know what I'm saying? And I don't, and I'm not necessarily saying, you know, that's the case for the Oregon Ducks. I feel like they are better than what we saw today.
Hmm.
To be honest, I just think we lost our way, and it just goes back to the lack of identity.
Well, and credit to Indiana. I mean, there's two ways to look at this. Like either Oregon played bad because they played bad and they lost to a good team, or they played bad because they played a good team and Indiana made them play bad. Credit to
That,
Indiana. I think they were a very good team. I think they were by far the better team today. They played more physical. They had the better game plan. Like absolutely hats off to them. I don't want to take anything away from their victory, but
Zach,
that does not stop Oregon from looking like that today.
Zach, what we saw today was a complete butt whooping.
Yeah,
A
it
complete
was.
butt whooping. And there's nothing more you can say about it besides get you have to now like take it out on the next team and show
Okay.
that this was a butt whooping, but you also played not your best game. That's the only way that they overcome anything, especially with the lack of competition that they're going to be playing for the rest of the year. And so today, man, look, when you are at home, and we talked about this before, we knew that this was going to be one of those games where, yeah, easily could have home field advantage, but there's pressure to this as well.
Hmm.
And they folded a little bit under pressure. For you to lose in all three phases of a football game and you're number three in the nation, there's a lot of there's something happened during this bye week where they just didn't show up. All three phases. I can
Yeah.
get it if it was, man, they got us on special teams and there was a play that just kind of sparked it. Nah, this was offense, defense, and special teams. And for whatever reason, we couldn't figure out why. I couldn't figure out why we weren't running the ball.
It made no sense.
It made no
And
sense
not
at all.
even like when they did run the ball, it was so much east to west and
Yeah,
not north south. Like
north
I didn't
south.
understand it.
Crease them. You got
Yeah.
Jordan Davidson. You
Yeah.
got you got De'Aaron Hill Jr. I don't know why we don't just hey look De'Aaron
I
Hill
mean,
Jr. The
tough
rookies are
game.
the rookies are rookies. Play them. They're the future, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Like Jordan Davidson, this was his type of game.
Yeah.
It should
And
have
he
been.
played really well. I mean, he led the team in carries and yards.
Yeah,
Dier struggled. Dier had only three carries, which is wild, but
bizarre.
negative 3 yards. So he struggled. But that's I think Indiana did a really good job of getting out on the outside edge and containing.
But did he struggle though?
Eh,
He didn't have opportunity. We were three and out.
yeah.
We had to punt the ball way more than we usually do. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
my question to them right now is, right, you faced adversity and weren't able to respond. And sometimes not being able to respond the way you want is the adversity. How do you respond to that alone? You
And
know?
that's what I kind of take out of this game as my biggest takeaway is that, we saw this happen to Ohio State last year. They lost to Oregon, they lost to Michigan. They made it to the playoffs still with two losses and they
Yeah.
ran the table. I asked Dan after the game this. I was like, what's your message to your team knowing that like this is fine? Like, yeah, it's a loss, but like, you're still in the hunt for the Big Ten for the playoff. He's like, yeah, I mean, they all know that every one of our goals going into this year is still right in front of us. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe it's a little bit harder. We don't control our own destiny anymore. And as far as the Big Ten goes, but like they're fine. I
Yeah.
don't I don't think this is the end of the world at all. It's frustrating the way it happened and where it happened, but I mean before the season, if you said after week 6 or after week 7, Oregon would be 5-1, we would understand that, but we would have just thought the loss would have come at Penn State, not at home.
I
So like I
I
think they're
I
still fine
I think you're feeling pretty good because you actually anticipated a loss. And so
at some
you're
point. Yeah.
you're programmed to feeling like this team
You
was
call
going
me a
to lose
loser?
a game. No,
You
I'm not.
saying I'm a loser
I'm
mentality?
saying you programmed yourself for the expectation of a loss, and
Mhm.
I programmed myself for the expectation of no loss.
You
And
programmed yourself saying that Indiana was one of the worst teams in the
I
Big Ten.
did.
So
Dude, hey,
yeah,
listen, Mendoza,
was good.
he liked
Good
that.
player.
The
He's a
way he
really
was
good
able to
player.
bounce back after that interception was incredible. Like, and hats off to the Indiana coach too.
Signetti,
Uh,
man. He's a great
like,
coach.
he's a great coach, and there's something to be said about the rest of the college, rest of college football, and you look at these teams, but you look at their coach. The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree,
Hmm.
and you see that with Oregon. And I would just wonder that if did the bye week was there a lack of you know sense of urgency, in my
Yeah.
opinion. That's what it just looked like. And that went from play calling, that went from execution from the offensive line, 6 sacks, um,
Terrible.
terrible. Like Dante Moore is probably like, wait, what did I do?
I think so. Yeah, Moore really struggled in this game. He looked very unlike himself, but I think it's because he was like just under pressure so much more than he's used to, and it's like it took him by surprise. It was weird to see him. He just didn't seem comfortable all day.
Yeah,
They took shots early on. They had that shot to Malik Benson for the touchdown, which was great because I don't think Indiana's secondary is that great. Like, there's definitely some holes on the field side of the cornerbacks, but then they just kind of stopped going after it. The biggest problem I have in this game is with Will Stein. I
yeah,
did not agree with his play calling. He
no,
he went away from the run, like you said, when I think that was working. Then he just stopped going deep, and they had some misses. I know, but they didn't get Kenan Sadiq the ball very much. They didn't get Deir Hill the ball very much. DeCorian only had 4 catches.
yeah.
I didn't love the play calling from this game.
Yeah, you have to figure out a way to get the ball in your playmaker's hand.
Hmm.
And like the guys that we are used to calling, even in the Penn State win, it was a rough, like jagged win, but the playmakers' names were called
Yeah,
early and often. We didn't hear we didn't hear them the way we needed to hear them this game. Um, I think situational. There's a lot of situational breakdowns.
yeah.
Um, Jamari Johnson, the tight end,
Oh, that drop.
that
Oh
drop,
my god.
and
That
I
was a
get it,
7 point swing.
and it's not picking on him, but it was a crucial down,
I mean, he'd admit
and
it.
yeah,
He'd be the first to admit it. That's
yeah,
inexcusable.
it's a crucial down and situational ball. You have to make those plays.
Hmm.
And again, games like this, Autzen Stadium, the pressure, game day, everything gets magnified, and
Yeah.
that was one of the plays that magnified basically the tempo and the experience of what I saw from the Oregon Ducks coming out to play one of the biggest games of this group's lives.
Yeah.
And you kind of wet the bed there. Um,
Well, so one of the benefits, I mean, going forward and assuming this team, I feel very comfortable in assuming, I think you do too,
yeah,
this team is not going to go the way of Penn State. I
no,
don't
no, no.
expect them to
This
lose,
is
but
a way better team than Penn State. I
yes.
can tell you that.
So looking at Oregon's future schedule, they play at Rutgers next week. I think that's a win. First Wisconsin, at Iowa, first Minnesota, and then you have USC and Washington to close it out. Those last 2 games are the ones that will be the most interesting. I think Oregon's a better team than both of them. It is not out of the realm of possibility for this team to win out for the rest of the year and finish with an 11-1 record. And at that point, you're not dealing with resume to get into the playoff. If you are 11-1 in the Big Ten, you're in the playoff. Whether you're not in the Big Ten championship,
Yeah,
that's fine, but I don't think we matter. Like, that matters to us. I am fine
this
not being
is,
in the Big Ten
and
title game.
I agree with you right there. Like the Big Ten, all the championship game, like we can get back into this. But for me, it's like the thing that we tell our middle schoolers, right? We don't necessarily care about the scoreboard. We don't necessarily care about how many points we win by. But because we know how hard we work, we know how hard we coach you, we know what it takes as far as preparation and getting up for games. We want to be the best versions of ourselves and getting better every single game.
Hmm.
How good can we get? How good can we be? How good can we execute in, situational football? How good can we dial up the right plays and understand the roster in ways in which confuses defenses?
Yeah.
Like how can we disguise certain things to trick a quarterback that for what looked like on tape today, he's a top three quarterback.
Yeah. I think he's a first rounder next year.
Yeah,
Like,
he's a first rounder.
seriously, he's a good player,
Um,
man.
but I think just my expectations, obviously, just everyone's expectations. Um, we were expecting Oregon to be the team that doesn't break. We were
Hmm.
expecting Oregon to be the team that doesn't have this, you know, um, this game that was a dud.
We didn't, yeah. We expect them to show up for every game.
Yeah,
Like, because of their coaching staff, because of the talent on this team.
yeah.
Uh, just do someone is asking you to turn up your microphone in the chat. I don't know if they can hear you as well, but I don't know if you
Oh,
have
okay.
the
Hold on.
ability.
Sorry. Can you hear me?
That sounds a little bit better, yeah. um, yeah, I mean, just to stay on the positive side, like I'm just a naturally an optimist at heart. Like I think that a lot of good will come from this loss. I think this coach, like it was a really good wake up call. You're in a day and age of college football now where one loss is not going to hurt you. Like I said, um, like I think that they kind of got punched in the mouth, and now it's like, all right, how do you respond?
Yeah. How do
Uh,
you respond?
you often respond how your coaches respond, and if we know anything about Dan Lanning, he's
Oh,
gonna be
he's gonna
pissed
be
off.
ready.
And yeah, they're gonna come out firing. I feel bad for Rutgers next week, but um,
I
yeah,
don't.
I don't. Yeah, you don't feel bad for us.
I need all style points.
Yeah, we do, and that's. I mean, yeah, they're not playing for. They don't need the style points, but we want to see them, man.
I
Because if this
want to see
team's
him.
as good as we think they are and have thought they were this year, yeah, we need to see something better than that. That was the. I think I saw the stat right before we got on. The fewest offensive yards in the Dan Lanning era. I think
Hmm.
they had what was their total
And there
yardage?
was
I
like
got it right
43
here.
yards of offense in the second half.
Yeah, it was terrible. They had where are my total yards? 267 total yards. That's
There's a.
terrible, man.
I got a take here. I want to see. I want to see Oregon commit to one back in a game.
Huh. I don't disagree, but I don't think
And
you'll ever see it.
only reason why I say that is because you then actually start to find the DNA. Because our DNA is to run the ball and hit guys over the head.
Yeah.
Like as far as explosive plays. We got away from that in the play calling, like you said earlier. I just wonder if you're capable of just taking one guy for like 3 series and
Mhm.
just say, "Hey, you're our guy." I want to see what that does for the offensive unit because there's something to be said about continuity, right?
Do you think that's much better as a former running back? Do you
As a
think that's
runner,
beneficial?
yes, as a
Okay.
runner, you find a rhythm. And
Hmm.
looking at the talent that we have at running back, there's no reason why one guy should at least have 15 carries a game,
Hmm. Yeah.
at least. And I'm not talking about touches. I'm talking carries. I would have loved to see De'Aaron Hill mixed up into the passing game a little bit more. Some dump off screens.
His
Um,
lack of usage today was just I don't
yeah,
know. I didn't understand it. I don't get it.
yeah. We'll figure out the answers. Zach's gonna find out all the answers next week.
I'll try, man. We'll see how much they tell us.
I was supposed to go to
Um,
that game. And I'm glad I didn't.
are you gonna come out to any games this year?
Supposed to go to USC game.
That'll be a fun one. That'll be a
Yeah,
fun one. I'm still mad that they didn't pick your boy Kenyon as the guest picker.
and maybe that's the problem.
I mean, I love Sabrina. Everyone loves Sabrina. She's a great guest picker. They just did her like 3 years ago. She was,
Yeah,
she was
try to
just
mix it up
there.
a little
Like
bit.
there's so many good Oregon alums. Like, call someone else. Like, and she did a great job. She's always good. Like, this is I don't want this to come off as hate, but get Kenyon, get Jeff Schwartz, get someone up there that
Yeah.
is just someone new. But
Hmm.
um, all right, let's I think we're gonna wrap up soon, but let's close on like a positive. What's something that you liked that you saw today?
Amari Washington.
Oh yeah, that dude's a beast.
I mean,
Yeah.
he when he got that sack, I mean, it was 3rd and 1, and then it
Hmm.
turned into 4th and 12.
Well, they have I think there was a false start in there too. I think it
Oh
was
yeah,
third to 3rd and 6, and then sacked for fourth
yeah,
and 12.
sack for 5. Yeah, but
Yeah,
but that whole series, it's like in my mind, I'm like, oh, this is Oregon football.
he's just so good.
That's what it looks like. It looks like a guy that just bullies the guy across from him, whoop his tail into a sack. I mean,
Hmm.
he took Buddy and sat the guard into the lap of the
Yeah,
quarterback. So
Amari didn't sack him. His guard sacked
yeah,
him.
the guard's
That's
butt
what he
did.
did. Yeah.
But I would say from that standpoint, he played well. The defense, in my opinion, knowing hindsight that Indiana's got a quarterback, I
I
feel
think
like
they played really
I feel like
well.
they played pretty good. They played as
Mhm.
physical as they could, especially the DBs. You know, leave it up to the refs to make those calls,
Yeah.
but continue to play your game.
Yeah.
And I feel like they did that and gave themselves a chance to get back into this game. You know, Indiana actually scored on two, like there was two 75 play drives,
Mhm.
75-yard drives.
Yeah.
And I would say, man, just get off the field on those two
It's tough.
drives.
Yeah.
That's tough, right?
Yeah.
'Cause you also eat up the clock and your offense is on the sideline, catching a break, maybe a break too long. So I just feel like the rhythm of the game just wasn't in our favor, but the defense did play pretty good in my opinion, good enough to win a
I thought
game.
the defense was very solid, and when they got into a position where they were, just playing from behind, it's tough for them to hold up when all you're doing is just running down the middle of the field
Yeah.
every time. But
There
um,
was a couple of missed tackles here and there that I think
yeah, there
that
was.
you look back at the film and that coach or the defensive coach, defensive coordinator, they're going to be talking about what do we need to fix and how do we regroup. It will be fundamentals on
Yeah,
defensive as
I
far as
agree.
tackling and secondary, fitting gaps early on in the game,
Yeah.
but offensively, man. I mean, watching that post game interview from Indiana's coach.
Hmm.
I mean, he basically said, he said, yeah, we let a couple runs slip away there,
Hmm.
but we got after the quarterback.
He did.
And in my mind, I'm hearing that I'm like, well, he's saying we ran the ball well, we just chose not to run it.
Hmm.
In my
Yeah.
opinion, that's what
Yeah.
that sounded like. But
Yeah. Uh, Before I get to my positive, the
yeah,
chat is very active right now. So if you guys have any questions for us, you wanna ask us before we get out of here, please throw them in there. We'll try and
yeah,
answer them. My favorite thing I saw today, I mean, it's an easy nitpick because an easy pick because there wasn't a ton of positives, but Brandon Finney, man, that pick six at that time, like, and not even the run, like that wasn't an easy run. He had to dodge a couple tackles, get in the end zone, just like that kid being a true freshman.
yeah.
Like I
Six
think he's
two.
going to be a first round draft pick in the 2028, 2029 NFL draft. Like he is
Yeah,
so good.
yeah.
Um,
Big boy.
Big boy. Yeah, we were down on the field for the fourth quarter, and it's like you don't realize how big these guys are. Like after seeing guys like Jabbar Muhammad and Kobe Savage last year, like you see him and Iffy, and it's like, God, they're big. Um, I'm curious, like, do you and I need to learn anything from this? Like after the Penn State game, we were kind of like, oh, this is the team. This is the team. And then now it's like, maybe we need to take some settle down juice. I don't know. Like, do we need to look in the mirror?
Maybe we always listen, Zach.
We're not perfect.
We're not perfect. That's what I was just about to say. We're not perfect, man. And everybody should look at themselves in the mirror every single day, right? You don't go a
Yeah,
day without checking yourself. But I will say this: looking at the whole landscape of college football, the competition might just be getting tighter.
it is. Yeah,
I mean,
NIL era, like it's
I think we're starting to see the benefit of NIL and the portal for certain teams that we look at as being untouchable, especially preseason rankings and all that. You could throw all that stuff out the window. I don't want to see no preseason ranking next year. I don't care. I don't care at
get rid
all.
of them.
Get
They
rid of
don't
them.
matter.
It's basically like the NFL. Yeah, you'll have like your two teams every year that get the respect that's needed,
Chiefs and the
but
Bills.
yeah, and they're both in the AFC. And so, like for the college landscape right now, it's Ohio State is definitely untouchable,
They're good,
and
man.
Indiana. Them the only two schools that are untouchable. Indiana came in here on a away game and put it to number three. They
Did,
put it to number three.
did a great game, man.
ETA.
So you're gonna leave Miami out of that conversation?
Man, look, Miami got the way the ACC is kind of suspect to me.
Very kind of.
I mean, they've always been suspect. I'm just being nice. Like
Yeah,
they ain't really got nobody in there. Florida State, sus.
lost again.
Florida, sus.
Florida's SEC.
Oh yeah, that's right. But it's
Clemson,
just they
very
don't really like Wake Forest played Oregon State today and beat breaks off of Oregon State. But who are they? You
Oregon
know.
State. They're 0-7. Yeah,
So
we gotta
they're
before we
just
get
not.
out of here. Oh yeah, Paul
Yeah.
said Texas Tech is real. They're Big 12, but Paul asks, he wants to hear from you about Oregon's O line performance. Only Davison was able to get any push today, have any success. Was it like just the holes in the middle? Or did you, from what you saw, were they just really struggling on the edges? That's where Dier kind of accelerates, but Noah didn't have much. Jaden didn't have much. Like Jordan was kind of the only one having much success. What in the O line did you see?
I saw that the O line could not get active in space, right?
Okay.
Um, and when you're playing a team, I just think Indiana's actually the first team that we played that was actually pretty good, to be
I think
honest.
so. Yeah,
This was the first
absolutely.
team. I think Penn State isn't who we thought they were, and that's hindsight. I
Hmm.
wish I would have known that before we played them, but
Yeah, it's a good win at the time.
yeah. But I just think that this was like the first test that Oregon actually had to take on. And I just think the trenches in general, I think the bye week has something to do with it because it wasn't just offensively, it was defensively as well. We didn't really get any pass rush on
Hmm.
their quarterback. He had time. And so I think the trenches in general just was a struggle for us. But you know, whenever you are struggling in the run game, something will work,
Hmm.
whether it's gap scheme, whether it's zone, like whether it's outside. Like the outside containment thing, they had that unlocked today. And if
Hmm.
they have it unlocked, you still got to run the ball. And I
Yeah.
think downhill was the way to do it. And you have Jordan Davidson, he's a one cut, get upfield type of running back. That's the type of guy that you run with. And that's the reason why I say to myself, I wonder what it looks like if you actually operate from the standpoint of this is our guy this game.
Yeah.
If
Yeah, I
you
hear you. I'd be really interested to see.
because you look at other teams across the college football land, they do operate from a place of this is our guy,
Hmm.
and that guy eventually finds rhythm, he finds creases, and they get stronger. Really good running backs get stronger as the game goes on in these
Yeah,
type
but
of
it's
games.
I hear you, and I really don't disagree with you. But it's tough when you have so many guys that could be the guy. I mean, the guy today was not the guy who we thought it was going to be. It's not the
Yeah,
guy who we thought it was going to be week one or
but
even
I'll
in the
tell you this,
preseason. The
we
guy who
don't.
we thought was going to be is
I'll tell you
redshirting.
this, Zach. Me and you don't get paid to know who that guy is.
That's true.
Somebody
Yeah,
does.
but it's
Some, somebody does get paid to know who that guy is going into the game.
yeah, but in the era of the transfer portal, I just hesitate from saying, all right, you need to make one guy the guy because you want to keep all these guys, you know? Like
Keep
that's
all of
part of
them,
it.
but that's part of the land. That's got to be part of the game plan too.
Yeah.
It's no different. How I'm starting to see college football is how I see the NFL. Every single week, it can be if you have two guys that are like a two-headed monster, like the Detroit Lions, for instance. You might as well call Detroit Lions depth chart in the running back room, just like Oregon's, but just two guys. And so one game is going to be Jahmyr Gibbs, another game is going to be Montgomery,
Yeah.
right? And it's no different for Oregon and how they should operate. And at this point, if you have two guys that are very good running backs but different in play styles, you got to know at some point, okay, first drive, looking at how our offensive line's working. Second drive, looking at how our offensive line's working. Okay, Jordan Davidson, that's working.
Yeah. It's like this is your game.
Jordan Davidson
Okay.
is the answer.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. I think that's a good point. I don't disagree with you.
Because
It's
if
not
I'm
that
Jordan,
like
if I'm Jordan Davidson, I'm thinking to myself tonight, I was the answer, and I couldn't
yeah.
help.
Why did I have 8 carries?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how
Yes,
I'm
it's
looking
not
at it.
like one guy has to be their guy for the season, but it's kind of
Yeah,
like they take
and that's
turns
not
going into it. Yeah.
that's not a question of toxicity. You know what I'm saying? That's just a legit question. Like, man, I thought I was balling today.
Totally. Yeah.
The game wasn't out of hand until
Yeah.
late.
Completely agree. Well, I have several more questions, but I think I want to save them for Monday when we talk because we're gonna
Yeah,
go long and do our whole Monday
yeah,
podcast on a Saturday night. But so let's wrap it up there. We got some good thoughts out. I'm excited to see if we have taken bakes on Monday. See what we feel differently
yeah. I'm gonna finish my
when we let this one.
Sazerac tonight.
Yeah, you finish your drink, I'll finish mine. We'll see what we think about on Monday. If you guys tuned into this live show, thank you. Appreciate it. If you ask questions, absolutely thank you. We will be back on Monday. J Stu, before I get out of here, anything else to add?
Man, go Ducks, always and forever.
Tough
Gotta get
night, but
better.
yeah,
Gotta
they're
get
fine,
better.
man.
We
Got
gotta
to
get
get
better.
better. Every
Yeah,
day they're fine. Everything they want in this season is still attainable. They just gotta
we'll be
go out and get
fine.
it.
We'll be fine.
We'll be fine. We'll be
We're
fine.
taking Zach's approach this year, which is we expected a loss, maybe two.
See, when you sit and all right, don't say 2. I didn't expect 2. I said 11-1. All I hear when you say that is like, yeah, Zach just got this loser mentality. He knew they were gonna lose at some point. I know you,
No,
J Stu. I know you.
it's not a losing mentality. It's just that you were just you were
I'm a
on par.
realist.
You
I
were
am
on
a
par.
realist. I am the realist of this podcast. I think everyone who listens absolutely knows
Yeah,
that.
Zach be keeping it real. I be over here keeping it positive.
All right. Check me out as Zachary C. Neel on Twitter. Check out J Stewart, Jonathan Stew R1. We will be back on Monday. That should be posted either Monday afternoon or Tuesday morning. I'm looking forward to that. It should be a lot of fun. We'll
Yeah.
talk to you guys then. Until then, take it easy.